Shalom. This week's Sedra is Sedra Balak, and I'd like you to allow me to share a couple of thoughts with you on this week's Sedra. There's a difference between a lecturer and a teacher, and especially marked distinction between a teacher and a Rabbi and a Mora. A lecturer speaks, informing his or his audience of information that they didn't know beforehand. A teacher informs his or her students, but also ensures that the student gains the skills necessary to both learn and research the information on their own in the future. Through a personal connection, a Rebbe or Mora informs, lends skills, and connects the lesson to their students' lives, both in the present and in the future. The easiest way a Rebbe or Mora develops a personal connection is by borrowing the traits of a parent, and through making their student feel unique, demonstrates that they appreciate their student, just as a parent does. In this Dvar Torah, the idea of an individual, a people, and a nation's exceptionalism will be examined. There is no doubt that the Jewish people are unique, for God calls them His treasure and His chosen ones. In this week's Sedra, we find an odd person recognizing the uniqueness of the Jewish people. This Dvar Torah aims to take the exceptionalism of the Jewish people and use it to show how a Rebbe or Mora can make each of their students feel unique. In our Sedra, King Balak tries to hire a prophet named Bilam to curse the Jewish people. His hope was that by cursing the Jewish people, Balak would be able to stave off an attack from the Jewish people. Bilam blesses them instead and praises them, stating, "For from the beginning I see them as mountain peaks, and I behold them as hills. It is a nation that will dwell alone and will not be reckoned among the nations." Bilam's praise of the Jewish people is telling. Bilam doesn't address the many platitudes that could be heaped on them based on their history. Bilam instead focuses on the Jewish people's exceptionalism, stating how they dwell alone and aren't counted among the community of nations. Bilam joins a growing list, one that will only get longer with the passage of time, and that will include Lincoln, Washington, and Twain, among others, that recognizes the exceptionalism of the Jewish people. In a recent model lesson that I witnessed in my school, an experienced Rebbe taught a lesson to students he had never met before. This exceptional Rebbe did something simple, but engaged each and every student in the room. When he would ask a question, he would ask each student to first tell them their name before stating their answer. He would then address their comment while calling them by name. Each student was more willing to participate than in any other model lesson I had ever seen, in fact, in many of the lessons in my own classroom. Our sages have declared that Rabbeim and Morot should view their students as their own children. A parent makes their children feel unique by identifying them and their talents. A parent will call their child honey, sweetie, buddy, all nicknames that express affection, but never names that reflect generality, like kid, you, or even an offensive nickname. Most of all, parents create nicknames that are taken directly from their given names. In order to develop a personal connection and connect their lessons to their students' present and future lives, a teacher must identify the students uniquely by pointing out what makes them special and different. Shabbat Shalom.